Earthshaker picked up here for Newbee. And this is going to be a 4-position Earthshaker, 5-position Venge, offlane Doom. We'll see where the Medusa ends up. If it'll be Mugi or SCCC again. LGD, they've got the Grimstroke for X Nova. And Magnus for FY. So they need a mid and an offlaner.
Do they want to pick up some kind of combo again with the Grimstroke? I mean, Beastmaster's still in the pool, which is a possibility, I think. Works really well with the PA as well, giving that attack speed, which is nice. Obviously, the double Raw being available.
Does Beastmaster see much play like that?
It's not a great Beastmaster game, but I'm just thinking, like, what do they want to use this Grimstroke for? We've talked about how X Nova will just play the hero in its own right, you know, without the big Soulbind combo, but I feel like you're kind of wasting the hero a little bit, other than just a block pick Newbie getting it on top of the Doom.
Truthfully, how many times did we see the Doom Soulbind combo in the previous game?
They got it off in the last fight when they went high ground. I think it was the probably might have been the only time actually they used it the whole game, but all it takes is one good fight to win the game in that scenario, at least. And they could also put Mag on the position 3 this game as well, remember? Like, it doesn't have to be an FY Mag. If they want to pick up, like, they could pick up a Lich now, for example, if they wanted, and put the Grimstroke as the 4, because FY's played the Grimstroke in the past. But I don't really think that's how they want to play.
Newbee's turn to battle.
Ooh.
MK. So Monkey King could be the mid. It was picked up for Vici, and Ori played it. It was not a good game for Vici when they did play it, but that was what they chose it to be. Their mid hero. Let's see.
I'm not. I mean, this Monkey King is really good because no matter which lane it goes in, it's going to have a decent time, right? Like, it lanes well against Deuce, so it lanes well against Doom. I guess it kind of bridges... Remember, we talked about the DK being able to bridge the gap with the weak stage of the draft, where this Mag is like a pretty greedy position 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like the Monkey King does the same kind of thing, where like it gets you through the early to mid game, and then your PA just takes over afterwards. It works really well with the Mag as well. Like, they have 2 Empower heroes now. And
Okay.
I think if you go the Diffusal Blade on this Monkey King as well, you can just rip through this Deuce's Mana Shield with the Wukong's command. It's not a bad pick. I think it's okay. You can like dodge the Mystic Snake damage as well with your Mischi, which is nice in the mid lane. I've seen Monkey Kings absolutely crush that matchup before. Especially if they get a rotation in, they can just kill the Deuce so easily.
PSG.LGD's turn to pick.
Well, the rotations are Grimstroke and Magnus. Are those the 2 heroes that are going to enable something like that for Monkey King?
Sorry, say that again.
The supports for Monkey King are Grimstroke and Magnus. Are those 2 heroes that can enable something like that in the mid lane? And now Venomancer.
They're not. Yeah, Mag and Grim don't really rotate that well. So
yeah.
Venos an interesting pick. So are they going to put the Venos as 3 and the Mag as the 4 then, you would assume? But the thing I like about the Venomancer is that do you remember we talked about last game how the Venom Wards can cancel blinks? That was really good against the Mag. It's the same against the Shaker and the Doom this game as well. And then the other thing is that when you play against this really greedy position 4 in the Earthshaker, this Venom should be able to bully the lane really hard if he's given a chance. Oh, that's different.
Is that going to be... No, Wasey on the Earthshaker. And Sansheng on the Venge. Mid-Dazzle. Okay. I was not expecting the mid-Dazzle. Really at all.
No. All of a sudden that makes the matchup against the Monkey King a lot different. A lot different, doesn't it? Moving Mugi to that safe lane, you know he's going to have a decent time. But it's a really good Dazzle game. Like, you have this really good defensive capability. You have the sustain for the push now as well with the heal. I am still a little bit worried for them that they don't really have any BKB piercing disables. Like, they've got Doom, which is nice, I guess, but you can't Doom the Mag and the PA. And when it's like this dual core lineup in the PA and the Monkey King. I'm struggling to see at what point in the game Newbee are stronger. When Doom hits level 6, they're pretty strong and they can group up again, but they really need this Shaker Blink, I think, to be able to take big engagements.
And it's all about getting the right positioning and being able to blink into these fights too.
If SCCC can absolutely crush his lane, then they might be able to just snowball forward, and he'd just take over the game by himself pretty much. But it's not going to be easy. I think it's really difficult because you really want to punish this this greedy Mag and Grimstrake support combo, right? Especially this Magnus as a position 4. Like, it doesn't really do anything at the start of the game, but it feels like teams have been really struggling to beat LGD when they do this. Like, they just open with Mag PA. They lay their cards out and say, well, just beat us. Like, you knew what we were going to do, but can you beat it?
So, we'll see what Newbee can do if they could even up the series at 1. I like LGD's lineup, especially because they've shown success with it, with the Mag, with the Phantom Assassin. But now you add the Monkey King to it, someone who, like you said, is similar to that DK in this early game to open it up a little bit for the Phantom Assassin. And how quickly does Ame get that, BKB again? Is it going to be the Yasha strain of the BKB?
They should be able to pressure him pretty hard, though, with the Doom in lane, at least. Shaker is a bit of a greedy support, and I think it depends if LGD run this tri-lane again. I think you really want to try and be pressuring the PA lane this time, even if you bring, like, the Venge and the Earth Shaker up here as well. Like, these two supports have really good kill potential between them. So, put it to good use.
The battle begins.
Oh, and they're actually going to put the PA in the bot lane up against the Deucer with their tri-lane. By the looks of it.
So they bring the Phantom Assassin down here. They've also got the Grimstroke. And over mid, maybe with the Monkey King, with FY going towards top to help out this Venomancer. And that'll be Veno against the Doom.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a good matchup for the Veno. You should be able to absolutely crush this. So even though maybe the PA might not have a great time down here, they should still do okay. And on top of that, the Veno should absolutely destroy the Veno. The Veno should absolutely destroy the... I'm looking forward to this mid matchup, though. I want to see how SCCC plays this lane. So, obviously, it is a favourable matchup for him. He should be able to really bully this Monkey King out, especially when it gets to level 3 with the level 2 poison touch.
Seems like a matchup that maybe has to be very careful and like we said, maybe not expecting many rotations.
The thing is, if the Earthshaker rotates to the mid lane, it works the other way. If the Earthshaker rotates to the mid and they get a good poison touch with a Fisher off, this Monkey King will die. It's such a high pressure combination of spells.
And already you can see that he's backed up towards his tower. FY, meanwhile, I think about going in on a Wacy, but the Infernal Blade hits on a Chalice. The Skewer pushing them away from this Venomancer. And does he have level 2 yet? No, he's not even close, but at least it'll be a trade. Wacy gets first blood on Chalice. FY gets the return kill on Alwyn. Maybe if he was level 2 and had the Venomous Gale, it would have worked out in his favor, but only has Poison Sting, and now he's level 2, finally has the Venomous Gale.
See that Newbee played that moment really well because they hit their level 2s before the other team.
Now we see under the tower, Venomous Gale, South pop by FY. He will survive this. See,
FY's just baiting him in.
Bait all the way in, yeah. He baits in, skewers him back to tower. Venomous Gale, you're so slow, you can't even catch up to FY.
It looks like the Doom TP down to bot lane as well, so PA just TP's top. Yeah. Army really doesn't want to play into that matchup. And Deuce is struggling to find farm. She's actually on 6 CS, almost 3 minutes into the game. That's it's not where you want to be.
Not an easy lane, and Mugi now coming into this top lane with Chalice. No TP for 21 seconds, so potentially they could go for a kill. Stifling Dagger, Venomous Gale. Might have enough damage. Especially with FY
coming in.
He's trying to set up the skewer. And misses.
I love the
it. He just whiffs it on San Shang. The Mystic Snake hits. They should still have this kill, but it was very funny to see him go south, and then you could see he's trying to line it up and just completely whiffs.
Like, with a lot of teams, you would have just seen them try and move their core instantly straight away there to the other lane. But you see X-Nova's just farming down here instead. Like,
yeah, now they'll go for Mugi, who's in so much trouble. FY hitting away, and Mugi's barely surviving. The Stifling Dagger comes out. Wacy trying to protect the president. And Mugi very low. And Wacy, 3-man totem, still alive. The skewer gets the kill, almost hits Mugi, who will end up surviving the onslaught.
Why didn't they kill the Deucer? Is this some like kind of next level play where they're like, well, she's got no regen anyway, let's just send her back to base without killing her?
It's the ultimate play. Gets sent to south, back out of the lane for a little bit. Respect it.
It's Chalice. Chalice just isn't TPing bot lane at all. They're literally just giving X-Nova all the XP down here. Okay, he's finally going. Oh, and there's a rotation in from the Monkey King as well.
Yeah, so they want to get a kill. X-Nova baiting in Alwyn, because here comes Maybe. And the Venomous Gale lands. Inkswell on top will stun up Alwyn, and it's another easy one here for LGD. 5-1 in their favor. Balanced Strike is what does the deed, and Alwyn ends up dying. And that leaves Ame by himself, but he doesn't really quite care. It's just a level 2 Medusa.
Are they going to get... Yeah, they've got at least 3 bounties as well. This is really nice for LGD. Chalice just goes and picks them both up on the bot side of the map. And you see, now the Doom TP's bot. Why is Chalice leaving? Is he just going mid? Okay, fair enough.
Does he do better in this mid matchup? He's down 3 levels, so probably still going to struggle.
I mean, the Monkey just can't lane against the Dazzle anymore. Like, SCCC's level 5, so... I have frozen. This is interesting.
Go for a quick
Can you hear
restart.
me still?
I can still hear you.
Alright, I'm going to restart my Dota. Hang on.
Crashing for everybody. It's still beta, guys. 5-1 though. 1,000 net worth lead here for LGD. Maybe finding a better situation over bottom, but Wacy looks like he's setting up to throw a fissure, block in the Monkey King, and potentially get aggressive to look for a kill, but he's still a hard hero to kill. They'll bring down a 3rd in the Dazzle, so they don't want to let the Monkey King be by himself, like, away from the Dazzle. And, well, they throw the fissure. They bring SCCC down bottom, and he goes up into the trees and back towards his tower, so maybe easily escaping. 6.5 minutes in, the Dazzle does lead the CS, but it has been a fun open lane for the Phantom Assassin. They have 1-1-1 so far. FY, we'll probably see that 1-3-1 again coming out for the Magnus.
Yeah, I think you always go for the. I think you always go for the maxi power, or at least FY does. Especially when you play with this PA. We used to see some mags go for like the 3-1-1 build, but before they max in power, just to be able to shove out lanes and farm a little bit quicker for themselves. The way that LGD play it, they just love, you know, the full-on greed with this mag.
San Shang, Stroke of Fate. It will hit the Venge, but Ame not committing any further. So Ame just continuing to farm up almost level 6. And I think last game, yeah, we saw level 6. He got the coup de grace and rotated over mid. That was where he got 2 kills. So he's very willing to rotate, especially once he gets the crit. But under the tier 1 tower, Xnova silences the Earthshaker. Massive rotations coming out. This could be what we're seeing as the fissure's thrown. And here comes the Phantom Assassin looking over at Alwyn. Now back over to the Earthshaker. Wasey trying to run to at least get a kill on Xnova. But he moves himself out of the way and Wasey dies to Ame. Meanwhile, top, Sansheng. He's been spotted by Maybe as well as FY. Shadow Wave comes in. Shockwave, Boundless Strike. One more hit. Gets the kill. And that's 2 kills there for LGD. One in the bottom lane, one in the top. FY has to be very careful. Taking a lot of damage. And the Poison Touch does end up getting the kill.
Oh, mid lane as well. They're going on the Deucer.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to get the Deucer. Mugi now without mana. The fissure hits. That'll be on to the Venomancer. Xnova by himself. The magic missile comes in. And they also send the Dazzle mid. So it ends up with 4 heroes mid with a big rotation from Newbee just to get the Grimstroke. Look at this stack too inside the jungle. Ready for the PA.
The way they're playing again though, like this PA is just getting absolute free farm. Like she's 2-0-1. She's top of the net worth chart, even in front of this Dazzle that's had a pretty much a free lane. So Ame's having, you know, an amazing time.
Stacks are being given to Maybe to recover. It's a good idea.
Yep. Oh, FY.
Poison Touch
Was
chunking him hard.
The Poison Touch has run out now, but they could just dive the tower here by the looks of it.
Yeah, he doesn't have Skewer. There's no way away from this situation.
Like Newbee making some okay rotations, but they're only getting support kills out of it. Like this isn't the trade that you want. Like, you send 4 heroes or whatever it was to top lane, and you get a mag kill. Like that's okay. LGD don't really mind about that.
Yeah, they did the same thing over mid. They sent 4 heroes mid. They got a kill on the Grimstroke, and that was it.
And it feels the same again, where Mugi's kind of just lacking in XP. He's just starting to fall behind a little bit. The same as he did on his Veno last game.
Yeah, you know, you're hoping the Medusa's able to do something, but at this slow of a pace, will it be enough? Because you're having a Monkey King who's starting to recover, going into the Echo Saber, picking up these stacks, recovering from an abysmal mid lane, and now Ame, he'll be going into the Yasha, and then, presumably, if it's the same build, the BKB.
Yeah, these slow-paced games always favour the mag lineup, though, where they can just use this in power to out-farm the other team. So, yeah, like you say, LGD are going to be fine. Like, you see, they take this top tier 1 on Newbee. All of a sudden, like, they see them just all leaving. LGD see the whole of Newbee just leaving, so now PA TP's up here and just starts farming here instead. Like, they need to make an aggressive move on this PA at some point. Otherwise, the same thing's going to happen as last game. It just takes over.
That's the same thing they let happen.
Oh, bot lane.
Where they were just
Xnova.
allowing... Oh, the Skewer! Xnova! He survives it all! The Phantom's Embrace comes out onto the Doom, and he stays alive. They are the ones who get the kill on Alwyn. And he uses Doom.
Why did he drop the Doom? I don't understand. Because now that's on cooldown for another 130 seconds. Like, it's going to be so much more difficult for Newbee to make a play on the map without that spell being available.
It's similar to last game with the Primal Split. We saw the Primal Split available and then immediately used. LGD worked off that this time around. It seems like that's more the Doom factor.
It just feels like Newbee have given LGD their comfort zone. Like, why would you give LGD this when they're obviously so comfortable on it? Like, it feels like they've played this strategy, maybe with a few different heroes, so many times. Like this Mag PA opening, they're like, yeah, we know how to play this. And like we said, like, try and beat us at the start of the game. And it feels like Newbee is struggling to find the answers at the moment.
Yeah, it seems, again, like they're putting a lot of pressure on their Medusa player to lift them back up. They do smoke, so without the Doom, they're going to try and be aggressive. We'll see if they really benefits them in any way. The Venomancer is here bottom, but Chalice only here for a minute and a half, second and a half longer, and he's gone.
They're just they're outmaneuvering them. Like Newbee are desperately trying to make things happen. You can see like they understand that the pressure is on them. But they're really struggling to find the opening that they want.
And they saw that smoke over too, I believe, with the ward inside the jungle by the shrine.
Okay. I mean, feels like X-Nova's warding as well has been on point for a long time. You know, people have been complimenting him, you know, since before TI. It feels like on this kind of, you know, this style of warding that he does.
He somehow seems to get wards down on the opponent's side of the map in the most crucial spots without dying so often.
It's something we used to see from solo, or we still do from solo a lot as well, where it feels like even when they're behind, they kind of put their wards in these more aggressive spots all the time, just to like spot rotations coming in. And this PA is going to spot the Venge as well, so she knows that she's just warded there somewhere.
And his Ame looking to possibly get Sansheng, but too far away, grouped with too many allies. As Ame continues to just farm, and it is going to be that BKB next.
Yeah, it's just the classic build at the moment, the Ashe into the BKB. Obviously, Ashe is just a nice farming item. Like, you want to build into that Manta eventually anyway. Like, if the Doom blinks in on top of you, you can just pop that Manta. It's always nice. And then you have kind of like this double defensive save as well between the BKB and the Manta. But yeah, when you have the Empower on your team as the Mag and you have the Ashe, like you farm so quickly between the two.
BKB will be next here for maybe. He's got the Echo Saber. They lose the top tier 2 tower. This happened in the previous game, I believe, too. They gave up the tower.
Yeah, it's like we talked about. They're not going to take fights on LGD until they're ready, until they have their key item. Like, they're just splitting the map up at the moment. They're waiting for the BKB on the PA, the Blink on the Mag. What's Chalice building as well?
Oh, they find SCC, and the TP won't happen. The Inkswell pops, and they get the kill onto the Dazzle.
Yeah, that's probably the most valuable kill they could get on the map at the moment as well. Like, when you really snowball heavy heroes like the Dazzle, things like the Queen of Pain as well, or, you know, we don't really see the hero too much anymore, I guess. Any kill you can get on these snowbally heroes are super valuable, just because it really puts a dent in the way they want to play the game. You know, push forward, be aggressive all the time. And this Deuce is getting farm, but like we talked about, when it's this slow-paced game, the PA always benefits just because of the Empower. So, always farms faster.
PA only about 1,000 gold away from the BKB. And, you know, maybe he's not too far away from his either. They're going to have these 2 BKBs. We saw that in Game 1 where they got the BKB on the Doom as well as the Phantom Assassin around the same time. And then they just fought.
I'm trying to think of what Newbee can do now to get back into the game. And they need to try and take a fight like really soon before the Mag gets the Blink. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for them. Like, they need to get this Blink on the Shaker as well, who's only about 150 gold away. Because it feels like they really struggle to start fights unless they have that Blink on the Shaker.
Yeah, they want to weigh in.
Taking farm away from the Shaker at the moment. Yeah, she realizes now.
But Shaker in trouble. Wasey so close to this Blink Dagger. The swap out, that could be the difference in getting that getting that Blink Dagger, but the Wukong's command is dropped down. They've got the RP. This wraps up a couple. Down goes the Venge. They'll look for Alwyn to get a second, but they've got the Shallow Grave.
And that was the Doom used as well, though, from Newbees. Only the Venge dies in the end. You know, there's a lot of spells traded. At least Newbee still have Echo here, and the Blink's coming out on the Courier, so...
Ooh, but Poison Nova. They were looking to grab that kill onto the Doom, but Blink Totem. That's the debut. It's shown off that they've got the Blink Dagger on Wasey. A little bit of an aggressive play, but not too far
not the
from
Blink.
OGD.
Not the blink reveal they were looking for. But it's not an awful fight for Newbee, honestly. They only lose the Venge in the end. And they do still have the Echo Slam, like we mentioned, so... Not amazing. Obviously, they didn't get any kills, but they kept their tower alive. And Sansheng's more than happy to give his life away to save his cause as well. Or the Shake this time. Yeah, they understand how much stronger they are now, Newbee, because they have this Slam up and RP's on cooldown, so... They're going to go for this Rosh here. And we've seen LGD really not want to take fights unless they have their spells up.
They immediately TP over to the shrine.
Yeah, Xnova's going to try and spam them out here with Stroke of Fate, you would imagine.
Chalice gets hit by the magic missile. He's coming around. They've also got the Stroke of Fate. That'll show that Alwyn and Mugi are inside the pit. The Venomous Gale. That hits onto Mugi. And it's pushing them out of this pit.
Yeah, there's a lot of poke from LGD in their lineup, with this Stroke of Fate, with the wards coming out as well.
But they shrine up, and they might look to re-enter. But the wards, the plague wards are there to spot this. Smoke, though. They don't go immediately back into the pit. They're actually looking for a fight. Wasey leading. He's in the trees. Chalice breaks the smoke. It's just him. And the fissure from behind. They'll spot him with the Force Staff up to the high ground. That's perfect, because now they've got the Soulbind. That'll land on a 2. The BKB is popped by Ame. The Echo Slam is a whiff.
They got
the Doom is out onto the Phantom Assassin. Swapped back, but not enough damage yet. The second swap. Poison Touch comes in, but the RP is huge. And there's the Balance Strike on top of it. In the Wukong's command, Sansheng, SCC are gone. Mugi's going to be next. He's got the Spirit Vessel on him. He goes down. 4 heroes dead on the side of Newbee. LGD, they lose Ame, but they win that fight handily.
I don't know how many times I've seen this recently, where LGD looked through in a tricky situation, and all of a sudden FY just turns up to the fight. But and Newbee it felt like Newbee were doing a really good job there of just kiting the PA BKB out so they could finish him off after. And all of a sudden, the whole of LGD are just on the high ground waiting. Who's baiting who? And they're going to get the Aegis for themselves.
They don't call him FY God for nothing. Ooh, the blink in!
The
fissure! He got the Aegis! Wasey gets the Aegis! And they got themselves the kill on Rosh!
What a play!
Wasey! Oh my god, you thief!
And that's such a nice play as well, because it's going to keep them in the game. It felt like if LGD have got that Aegis there, the percentage odds of this game for Newbee would have shot down completely, but... Boy, they really want to dress up as princesses, don't they? They really want to go to the major. Oh,
I feel like Dota's got to make Crystal Maiden part of the meta a lot more. Frozen 2's coming out. Definitely an opportunity to do so.
My only worry for Newbee at the moment is that it still feels like this Deuce is really lacking in farm. Like, she's not doing too much at the moment, but we have seen these really late game Deuces come out of their shell, at the 30-minute mark or so.
Yeah, but 5th on the net worth behind the Doom and the Dazzle, like, that's not just slacking. That feels like it's a big ways back.
Is he building? Okay, he's building Manta on the PA. I was going to say, at some point, he probably wants to build a Lincoln system.
Unique Swell. Is it going to pop? It will. It hits this Earthshaker. Now the Soulbind comes out, looking for the Dazzle. Poison Touch is thrown in. Ame will pop the BKB, as does Maybe. They're splitting up the fight. They look over at SCC. He'll use the Shallow Grave, trying to run into the corner. And he will end up falling.
Ame's not chasing.
Or, well, maybe not. Wasey. He blinks
There's
away
no
too.
TP on the Dazzle.
He dies. It looked like they were just going to kill him off, and SCC walks away. They were
Maybe
right up on
killed him. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but they get the Earthshaker kill. They did have to use the Grimstroke buyback, but not the end of the... It's, they did use Doom as well on Newbee, so we've talked about how important this spell is for them in the fights. You see they've been trying to do the PA every time to take away that mobility in the Phantom Strike.
Radiant are scanning.
So without the Doom, it feels like another 100 seconds or so that LGD should just be able to carry on farming for now. They're actually going to smoke up.
We're going to keep it aggressive.
Okay. I guess you could look at it the other way as well, that, the Doom's down. What's stopping us from taking a fight? Sansheng.
Very, very dead.
I love that he turns around, he's like, oh, maybe if I get the stun off here, I might... Oh no, never mind. Poor Venge.
Radiant's bottom
It's
tower.
just Sansheng who dies to the smoke, but still they're pressuring around this tier 2 to go behind it and come in.
Oh,
FY unfortunately just gets stunned, and that's a quick little death there.
That's a good kill for Newbee, though. They should be able to try and keep their mid tier 2 alive with that. I'm surprised they didn't just go for the bot tier 2 on LGD. I know the tower doesn't mean too much, but gold's gold. Take whatever you can get.
Roche up in 4.5 minutes. A long time till that next Roche is available. And it's almost so beneficial for Newbee to be in that spot. To have the Medusa have a little bit more time. It's starting to rise up the net worth. It's been a slow crawl to the top, but I could definitely see Medusa getting there. The question is it going to be enough?
Yeah, she is getting there. And the thing is as well, they have the swap available for the RP initiations and whatnot from LGD. So if the problem is it feels like Sansheng's having to give his life up before the RP comes out all the time. Like somebody's getting jumped on by either the PA or the Monkey King. And so Sansheng swaps himself in and then the RP comes out from FYR. He's not really having that save potential.
Another smoke from LGD. So just not letting off the gas, continuing to build the pressure up. BKB here for the Doom. Shadowblade next for Wacy. Dazzle going into a 4-staff, has Guardian Greaves and a Necro 1. And they should be able to grab this tier 2 tower over bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Monkey King's farming really well. He's got Diffusal Blade, Echo Saber going into a Satanic and has the BKB, 8-second BKB.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to that point in the game again where all it takes is one good RP from FY and all of a sudden the fight's just over. Like they've got these two cores that benefit from the Empower so much, they just jump into the fight and they can just destroy people so quickly within that RP. Newbee have to be so careful with their positioning. Oh, they get the Doom off.
On a Venomancer and really burning down low. Infernal Blade hits again. The Wukong's command. The BKB is popped by the Doom. And they'll get the deny on a Chalice. So he backs up far enough where they don't get the kill. They just get the deny. And now Doom's down.
Is under attack.
I'm surprised they commit the Wukongs for that, but it did kind of just drive Newbee away. So, like you say, with Doom being down now, when Chalice comes back up again, they might look to try and make a move. As they did before. This is so much more of a passive game, it feels like, than last time. Oh, skewer mid.
Yeah, mid, they find the
doesn't have
Doom.
BKB.
And Balance Strike hits, and he just used the BKB before. Mugi's there, though. Keep his Doom safe. All the while, Ame just continuing to farm top, going for this Desolator.
I don't know if people are aware of this. I feel like I should mention it. If you use Mystic Snake on Monkey King and he uses Mischief to dodge the damage, you do still lose your mana. So, although it's nice to be able to dodge the mana, especially the damage, especially in lane, the mana steal is in effect. Just little things.
See, he loses about half his mana off that Mystic Snake. That talent is pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's surprising that talent's been as it is for as long as it has in the game. Like, I know it got nerfed a little bit from before, but still feels like it's very strong. They just decided to go the other way and nerf the 20 and 25 talents instead, from what the Medusa used to be. We're getting that 800 mana at level 20, I think it was before. changed up now.
So Roche is possibly up in 40 seconds. Where LGD, they have been pressuring and pushing Newbee behind the river, making sure that they don't cross, and well, they might be able to get the kill on Alwyn with this. Primal Spring forcing out the BKB again.
Yeah, like he has to play safe here though. Like he has to just throw the BKB out to make sure he can escape. He doesn't know who's behind the Monkey King when he jumps in there, so
Vision here
always
for
be on the
LGD.
safe side.
Spying this Medusa, and again just pushing them back, hoping that they can posture on this Roche pit and eventually take the next Aegis and Cheese if they could push Newbee far enough away or find a pick off, something to give them an advantage where they can go into the Roche pit successfully.
I thought Arme would build Satanic next as well, just to have the status resistance available against if he gets doomed, but he's actually got the Basher queued up instead, so wants to play a little bit more aggressive. So, you know, get involved in the middle of these fights. I think he just assumes he's going to get doomed anyway, so just build tanky.
Tower is under attack.
Go for that Abyssal Blade. And then he can possibly try and bring people down in the, you know, the duration of the RP and a little bit after with the stun of the Abyssal.
Radiant's top
Pushing
tower
Newbee back
has
to get
fallen.
themselves the top tier 2. Only the mid tier 2 stands in terms of outer towers for Newbee. They're in their jungle right here by the top shrine, and again, setting up for the next Roche, which is up in 1 minute and 15.
Yeah, it's so much easier to set up for these Roche fights as well if you're LGD, just because you have the Veno wards available, just to constantly scout for you all the time. You see Chalice is always, yeah, you see like even now he's just placing them whenever he walks around, just to see, you know, anything that could possibly come their way. You can see how much emphasis they're putting on the Roche pit LGD just by, you know, this, they've got a ward by the shrine and they've got one on the high ground. You know, they really want to see everything that's coming here.
San Shang walks into the Plague Hordes in a stroke of fate. Got the warding over by this shrine and up on the hill. It's such good vision for them, and just waiting for this Roche. The scan comes in from Newbee. Roche isn't up just yet, but they have the scan and they know that LGD is nearby. Sansheng showing himself. And Stifling Dagger comes out. Oh, big crit! But the Shallow Grave is there to get the save. Now the BKB will be popped. The blink forward with the Doom onto the Phantom Assassin. Wukong's command. Boundless Strike hits on the Medusa.
This Deuce
This is Medusa not getting into the fight at all. Swap back by Sansheng. So Doom's going to be down once again.
Yeah, with this Doom being down and Roshan's just spawned, you see LGD using their courier in the pit to scout it out. They're just going to go straight in. What are they afraid of now? And you saw how difficult it was for Newbee to break that high ground that we talked about, though. With these Plague Wards everywhere, LGD having the vision on the high ground, they see absolutely everything.
They just can't get close enough to the Roche pit again to steal it. But
Like they
Aegis
smoke
picked
up on Newbee, but
Cheese,
too
Wacy,
late.
and Chalice getting low. Guardian Greaves pops that ulti. RP comes in with the Soul Bind on a couple of these heroes. It's on the Doom. And he'll start to walk away. The Doom and the Medusa are stuck together.
Good
X-Nova
Boundless.
goes down, but look at the Boundless Strike doing so much damage to the Medusa and the Doom, who have to back off. The buyback from Sansheng, the Primal Spring on SCCC. He already used the Shallow Grave onto the Medusa, so he doesn't have it for himself. Into the base goes Ame, and he grabs the kill onto the Medusa, who immediately buys back. That's 3 buybacks expended by Newbee. And LGD, they're only without their Grimstroke. And they still have
you need
this
to make
Aegis.
sure you make sure you don't get too greedy here on LGD. Yes, you've got the Aegis, but you don't have the numbers advantage. The Echo Slam's still up from the Shaker as well, who's actually invis on the side of the fight here.
And pushing Ame away, doing quite a bit of damage. There's the blink forward with the Shivas. Wacy, he's gonna get spotted, but the skewer over. They don't have RP again. The fissure hits on it too. The damage coming up from the Medusa. There's the Echo Slam landing onto the Guardian, or the Shallow Grave is on Sansheng, and the swap comes out. The Cheese is there. Wacy goes down as well as Sansheng. Mugi trying to do enough damage to Ame, who gets hit by the Shallow Grave and just jumps out, but then loses the Aegis.
Yeah, just wanted to give his life up there, it felt like on PA. Just to get
Still
rid of the
looking
Aegis.
for more. Alwyn getting chased
this
down,
dude.
and BKB popped again. And SCCC Four-stepped out of the Wukong's command. Wei-Si looking for the fissure, but the BKB just runs out afterwards. Now the Stone Gaze. This is Medusa on the high ground. Mugi could be isolated from the team if he's not too careful. And he's got the Jingu procced. And then Ame coming in with the right-click damage. They'll get the kill. 90 seconds. Dead.
That's
no
a dieback.
buyback. Yeah, he bought back just a second ago. Palace
He's gonna
strike
go for the
once
Doom as well
again.
here.
And Doom will throw the Doom onto the Monkey King. Inferno Blade comes in. Shadow Amulet, the blink away.
But that's the Doom down again, and they're not getting anything from it. Like, he's using the Doom purely to be able to get away. So now that LGD are going to siege this high ground, how are they going to hold this without the ult?
No Dusa for a minute. No Dazzle for 40. Everybody up here for LGD. They've got RP ready. Everything up except the Wukongs. And GG's called.
They just called it.
LGD going to Disneyland. And they've got their opportunity. They'll go for the major with Keen Gaming. And 2 easy-looking games for them.
I feel like, you know, coming into the series, everybody probably would have expected this result, but I think Newbee are probably going to be a little bit disappointed in themselves with their execution of some of the fights in the last couple of games, because they know that they can do better than this. Especially like this, up to the 15-minute mark, it felt like LGD were just outplaying them with how they moved across the map. Like, Newbee were getting kills, but they weren't meaningful kills, and they weren't really doing anything, it felt like, just because LGD were reading the map so well. Like, Newbee were getting towers, which was fantastic, but, you know, LGD were just farming, so eventually they get their key items online, and then all of a sudden the fights are so difficult for Newbee to take. Like, this Dusa doesn't even really have a big item. It's really unfortunate. She was close to the MKB, but then had to buy back and just died again, and you know, all of a sudden the game's over.
It just...
Maybe if she had the MKB in the final fight, it might have been, you know, at least a little bit different, but really wanted to save for that buyback instead.
LGD moved around the map so efficiently, so effectively. I mean, Ame, he died what, once in this 2-game series?
He had a really
so
good performance, but I still think Newbee it's going to be more Newbee disappointed in themselves, I think. As much as LGD played well, you know, Newbee can play better than that. Especially with these, you know, we talked about the Venge with the swaps being available to save people. Like, it felt like somebody was always getting caught out by Newbee. You know, every single fight this game. You've just got to be a little bit more careful. But you do have to give the credit to LGD as well. They did play very well.
Yeah, they played really well, and Newbee, I could definitely see the potential in their play to, you know, possibly grab that 3rd slot. It's going to be tough, though. They'll be up against Vici, eHome, and Royal Academy. 3 solid enough teams to take that last spot. So tomorrow, 3 best of 3s. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of the first 2 series. It's Vici against eHome. And then you've
that's
got...
a big one.
Yeah, and eHome, though, without Faith Beyond, using Zhao 8 in the off lane, a new roster...
Like China's just the most competitive region at the moment by an absolute mile, it feels like. Like, Europe's, you know, pretty stacked, but China at the moment is crazy. Like, there's so many good teams that could possibly go through. You know, in Europe, you have to say at least you probably know the top 3 or 4. In China, it's so much more difficult to call.
You have to know, like, the top 12. It seems like.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And there's so many players without teams right now. Or with teams on the brink of disbanding. And like, I still believe this. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I really, truthfully believe there are enough players in China to make a team to go to TI this year and win.
Of course.
It's a bit of a reach. But there's so many good players, especially with Aster about looking like they're on the brink of some sort of roster change, more than they already have.
To be honest, it's nice to see LGD that they've stuck together as a squad and they're still playing, you know, as well as they are. Obviously, they've got a stand-in at the moment, and maybe he's gone for a little bit.
No, that was him. He was playing.
Oh, was it maybe back? He doesn't have maybe as his name, so I didn't realise. I didn't know if they were playing with XM still or not. But
no, XM's playing with with CDC. They announced their roster 2 days
Ah,
ago.
okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense why they were playing so well as well. Because it felt like at the major, that although they were playing well, they were just lacking a little bit. But top 6 with a stand-in still pretty good going.
Yeah, and now they're on with their full roster. eHome though, Never End, Ferrari Mid, Zhao 8, Jin Q, Innocence. Ego, if he somehow comes back to a top 10 team, like there's so many guys out there that I think the Chinese region really is stacked. But we'll have to see. It's
difficult
crazy.
one. I'm really looking forward to the Vici home series the most, so that's going to be the big one for me.
Yeah, Vici eHome, and then at the same time, I believe, is Newbee Royal Academy, and then the winner of those 2 series play each other, and then the winner of that goes to Disney. So right now, Keen Gaming, LGD, going to Disneyland. Disneyland Paris, not Disneyland California or Disneyland Japan, which MDL, come on, Disneyland Circuit. It's the DLC, Disneyland Circuit. You do Disney World in Orlando. You could do a lot of, bits where players visit their countries in Epcot. That would be cool. A lot of potential. Come on, guys. Disneyland all over the world, NA land, please. So LGD, they qualify for the major, and then tomorrow will be the next 3 best of 3s. So we'll see how it plays out. Congrats to Keen Gaming. Congrats to LGD. Thank you guys so much for watching, and appreciate it quite a bit. I'm your caster B-Cop, joined here by MoFarah, and we've enjoyed the Chinese region, and we're going to see more tomorrow. See you guys.